That's why I don't want to be on my own. It's hard to remember. I just want to thank Thunder, Love Walked In, that has played a major role in my life, for my upscale wife upon when I asked her to marry me, and our first dance. She got to hear Love Walked In. I know my in-laws thought I was a cheese puff, but I still use it here today. It is the Yeah Come On Show. I'm Southside Steve. With me, my co-host, Mr. Brett Barney, and the on-again, off-again producer, Mr. Tyler Maynard. The Yeah Come On Show brought to you by three quick sponsors. OxygenFinancial.com. All your financial needs right there. Ask for Ted Jenkins. Also, Circle285.com. If you think you're paying too much, you probably are when it comes to insurance. And lastly, I'd like to thank Ridgeline Counseling, Dr. David Markwell, a fine, fine psychiatrist that I have used that has kept my marriage barely together. And I just want to thank him for that because I have issues. And so does everybody on this show. And so does our guest. And because we're creative people. Tyler, not as creative as like maybe I am or Brett. Tyler is you're kind of a no nonsense kind of guy that enjoys living at home and, driving Prius.
Wait,
and
what?
That kind of
I do video editing for a living. What do you mean I'm not creative? Give me a break.
Yeah, but what you do is you edit together creative people, and you're very good at doing that. I just don't. I apologize if I didn't handle that properly. Brett Barney works with a girl that I can't even talk about, can I, Brett? I can't. What you're on again with your old show. I just want to question that you were a guest today.
No, yeah. Actually, it was yesterday. I went on to promote the podcast. I figure, why not? Go on and try and snag some more listens. Most active day I've had on Twitter in a while. I won't lie.
Well, I think deservedly so, and that would be Shannon has got a show going again here in Atlanta.
No, it's an internet show.
Okay.
It's not here in Atlanta. It's just an internet radio show, and he's in Florida. Kara's up here, so I just went and met her and joined the show, and they asked what's up, and I said, go check out.
Are you having sex with Kara?
No, dude, she's like my sister. You've met my girlfriend.
But I think there's something up. I think there's like I just thought that maybe you were doing a little cheaty cheat.
No, dude. No. Kara's my sister, dude.
Okay.
You're allowed to have friends who are females and not fuck them, Steve.
All right. Well, look, I have dated my cousin. She was hot as hell. She was a second cousin. Second, not through marriage. But I will say that we have a guest coming on that might have had sex with his family member. And we'll get to that guest in just a minute. You'll know who this guest is. No stranger to the stage and no stranger to being a redneck, which is great because I got some redneck in me. Right now, I'd like to go to Brett Barney with our come-oners. Did anybody write in with anything to say? Of course, I like something nice. You want them to be mean as hell. So what do you got?
Okay, we did have a couple that were like, oh, I love DDP. What a great guest you had last week. Diamond Dallas Page was amazing. What such an inspirational guy. I could read all of those, but where's the fun in that? So I'm going to read this one. It comes from Buzzin' Jacket. Brett's ending by killing a beer in seconds was nice. He should do that at least 2 to 3 drinks at the beginning instead of trying to participate with pathetic air drums. The comments about Brett's dick being a beer can is laughable, when in reality, it's probably more like a tuna can.
Oh, man.
That's just mean.
That's really wide. That's a really wide and short.
That's not even nice. I mean, when it's that wide and that short, you can't do anything with it. Then you're just a rim job guy. That's horrible.
You're just mashing it against it.
That is nothing but a vagina tease. I don't think I like that at all. That was just mean.
So I thought about this.
So gross.
First off, not a tuna can, more of a ham candle. First off, all right, ham candle. New favorite term for a penis.
Ham candle.
Just discovered it on Instagram the other day. Hilarious. But the guy says I need to chug 2 to 3 beers. Already did one this show. I want to challenge Southside this episode. The word of the day, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is pelagic, which means of relating to or living or occurring in the open sea, oceanic. All right? Every time Steve can work in the word pelagic this episode, I'll chug an entire beer.
I just wrote it down. I just wrote it down.
I'm putting you to the test.
I know it's not spelled right, but it's pelagic. Pelagic?
Yes, like the clothing.
Pelagic. It's oceanic. Okay, I like it. All right.
It in, I'll down one every time, and if you hit like 2 back to back, obviously I only have 1 glass, so
Sorry, boys. Internet was getting wonky. Just had to make sure we were not getting interrupted.
If we get interrupted, Tyler, I'm going to drive to your house and I'm going to key scratch your Prius.
I just paid my bill. There's no reason why we should get interrupted.
And I wanted to add this, that every now and again, we're picking up new followers every week, and there's some that you see, it's like, hey, look, like Bob Smith is following you. But then it's like some groups and things like that you look at it and you're like, oh, I got to go check this page out. So this is my Yeah Come On follower of the week, my Come Oner of the week. Dog Days Hot Dogs and Burgers. Hot Dog and Burgers Superstore in Peachtree Corners. Georgia-grown hot dogs and burgers. Now following the Yeah Come On show.
Well, you know what? I love hot dogs. And
I love burgers.
And I love burgers.
Let's go, boys.
I got to tell you, damn if I won't eat there. I will eat there. And it took me years to figure out what a hot dog was made from. When everybody told me it was all the lips and the ear tips and the the skin tags of animals, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But they still taste so damn good.
But who is sitting there like, I'm going to open a superstore and just sell hot dogs in bulk, and somebody had to step in and was like, whoa. You need to have hamburgers too. All right? Hot dogs and hamburgers go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So they decided hot dogs and hamburgers superstore in Peachtree Corners.
I just love the name Superstore too. It's great. I mean, I remember when I saw my first Walmart Superstore, or was it a Target Superstore, where I'm like, it's a grocery store and a store. It's great. If
you're only selling hot dogs and hamburgers, are you a superstore?
No. But what you do is you make it sound bigger than it is, which makes it cool. I dig it.
Yeah, unless you have every brand of hot dog, and that'd be the only way I could see that.
Maybe he's got chicken dogs and hot dogs, where they're made from chicken parts and hot dog parts. Maybe, because I know the area, Peachtree Corners, maybe some of his dogs are real dogs.
Oh, what are we saying here?
I'm just kidding. That was a horrible thing to say. Of course they're not.
Wuhan Wieners?
You know what? That is the most racist joke. The thing there is that there's no live animals around certain establishments. But damn if it isn't always true. There's got to be something to it. I don't know. Whatever. I eat it, so I don't give a damn. All right, I am ready to introduce our guest. We have a special guest on today.
Whoa, real quick. Are you sitting on a rubber donut, or how was your afternoon there?
Oh, you want to talk about that? Well, to be honest with you.
Here. Oh, no.
That's just a regular cushion, though, right?
I have a pad on. I
have a pad.
I do a morning show, and my damn Bailey didn't even ask me one word about it other than, was it safe? I didn't even get a chance to talk about my damn operation. So I'll talk about it here. Thank God I have a podcast. They went deep, way deep, and they only found one polyp, one itty-bitty polyp. So they've sent it off, and now I got to find out if it's cancerous or not. But one polyp's good. He goes, I felt really good inside of Steve, and I don't think he needs to come back for a few years. So I think I'm going to get 3 years.
Is that your doctor there? Was
that is him. How did you give it?
Yeah.
Yes. His name.
That's a hell of a sight to walk into.
I'm not going to kid you. The dude's helpful as he can. He had his clipboard. He asked me who I was to make sure I was who I said I was. And they ask you your birth date, and they were recording the whole thing. I felt kind of weird. It's almost like they gave me anesthesia late, because I was hearing things and seeing things. Like when you see the doctor and the nurses laying out the tools, I don't think I've ever seen that before. This was my 4th colonoscopy, and this one, I literally think they knocked me out almost 5 seconds before they went into me.
Oh, man.
And then I had to wake up.
Just like your old dates, huh?
Yes. I woke up with a stranger. I did. There was this lovely black woman just kind of shaking me going, Steve. I'm like,
oh, she didn't talk like my mama?
No, she did not talk like your mother. No.
Okay.
No, if it was your
that,
mama,
that would have been a soothing voice to wake up to.
Tyler's mama would have been like, now, Steve, now, let me tell you, you've been in little sleepy lands, and everybody and their mother has been up in your butt, and they didn't find too much, and it's time to go ahead and wipe the Sandman away. So you can just wake up all fresh as the daisy, and when you sit easy. Okay, baby, wake up.
My stomach almost
No,
fell
she
right out of
actually
my
just
ass.
said, Steve. Yeah, Steve, wake up. So my wife wasn't allowed to come into the hospital. So she was out on, she did two things. She ordered everything she could order on Amazon. And then she also was reading a book on how to potty train our 3-year-old, which we're a little late. She says everything we're doing is wrong based on this book. I'm like, well, who didn't know that? So that's it. But one little polyp, and I'm fine, Tyler, if you were worried.
It's not too bad. No, yeah.
I wish your mother could have woke me up.
I'll send her over next time to soothe your butthole.
What is your background? Do you have COVID-19 as your background?
Yeah, it's just flying at me, yeah.
All right, well, that's scary shit.
Well, I'm going off when the guest comes on anyway, so get his ass
All
in.
right. Well, it's time for the guest, and I appreciate Brett and his little donut hole. I'm not sitting on a
Your
donut.
butthole, baby. Look at that. See the chocolate?
Yeah.
You're a poor wiper.
Yeah, I hope you cleaned up well before you went in there.
It's all a joke until you turn 50. All a joke.
You got a bidet? Yeah, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah.
I thought it was 40 that you had to go.
45 now.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Yeah. We talked about you and your colonoscopy on the show yesterday.
Just hand grazed my ass.
I got to tell you, when you wake up, I went to bed with a mask. I woke up on a different side to a stranger, and she said I'd been out for 45 minutes. I don't know what happened. I don't know what. You just don't know. And what I don't know doesn't bother me.
Yeah, just trust it.
Unless you have pictures. If you have pictures, it's a problem.
Hopefully they didn't take advantage of the fact that they know you're going to be walking funny regardless. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell all three of you this. I shaved everything because they look. Nurses look. I shaved. I groomed. I got the bowling alley. I don't have hair on my butt, but I've got a goatee around my hole. It's literally like the little black rim. If you look at it, it's the damnedest thing. It's like literally like some of the goatee going like this. And
look at your face.
And I shaved it. I shaved it all.
Oh man, you took the taint. You did it. You did it all, huh?
I did it. So they probably looked at me and they went, "Now this is a clean bottom." There's some dudes that go in there that look like cavemen.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's gross. Well, Tyler, I appreciate you.
No worries.
Everything that you do.
You want to bring the guest on for 15 and then we'll throw to a commercial?
That's what we'll do.
All right, let's do it.
I got to get my glasses thanks to Brett, who sent me over a copy with the smallest writing in the world. Now, if I'm able to blow this up, I didn't know how. I didn't hit the right point or whatever, to make the print bigger. Look, damn it.
Thanks for giving my email away.
But I'm ready.
Oh, good, baby.
All right now on the Yeah Come On show, today's guest is just like many of us, stuck at home, unable to work, just waiting on society to reopen. He spent the last couple of years traveling the country as a part of the Southern Mama NEM tour. NEM tour. If you haven't caught him on stage, you might know him from his web series, Coach Crocker. This guy is Ron White meets the cable guy. Welcome to the Yeah Come On Show one, Gary Cargal.
Cargal? God, you cannot read for dick.
Kind of like that, Steve. It's good to see.
Did I say Gary Cargal?
You did.
I meant Gary Cargal.
Yeah, it's kind of like a car and a gal.
Cargal.
Yeah, I mean, it's my two favorite things. Cars and gals, and there you go.
All right. Cargal.
Hey, great to be with y'all. As a matter of fact, it's great to be anywhere right now. So,
well, I got to tell you, is that a hammock in the background? Because damn if I wouldn't be laying in that.
Look at that pineapple drink he's got, too.
Mm-hmm.
Making the best of a bad situation.
What's in the pineapple?
Yeah. How did you get a pineapple? I've got just a derby with a little bit of ice.
Baby.
Huh?
well-stocked little bar in the basement called Fat Mermaid.
Good God. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody ever drinking out of a pineapple. I think I've seen it once at the beach, but you're just taking care of yourself.
I put 3 scoops of pineapple sherbet, and I put 1 scoop of lime sherbet, and I put some 7-Up in it.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I put just a little bit of blood thinner in there. It's made in Puerto Rico, I think now. Bacardi, they were actually started in Cuba, so it's.
Well, are you a beach kind of guy? Because I got to tell you, what you've got going on is very pelagic, because it reminds me of pineapple under the sea with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Whatever fantasies you got, man, I'm okay with it.
Well, I didn't have this fantasy until I had a kid. Now I've watched that horrible show, and it's just like, it's a neat thing when you run across somebody that's pelagic, because I'm a surfer and I enjoy surfing, and it looks like you've got a lure or something around your neck, and I just think it's really cool that you're a beach man.
I'm kind of a beach hillbilly. I live kind of right in the area, so I could, actually go either way. But yeah.
Okay. Well then, so now when you get compared to Ron White and Larry the Cable Guy, does that feel like that identifies you pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm kind of an asshole like Ron White, and kind of a redneck like Larry the Cable Guy. I got no problem with. Look, I didn't start this until about 6 years ago. I started doing a hobby, and then we were over in Anniston, Alabama, and it kind of just blew up. I mean, Darren Knight made these Southern Mama videos, and then people started pouring into the shows, and then he got offered to go on tour with from a producer out of New York, and so he took me with him, and I'm just grateful for it. I'm just glad to be here.
Well, no, it is, like blue collar TV a little bit, and I'm friends with a couple of those guys. I'm really good friends with Ron White, and I've hung out with Ron way too damn many times. Party's hard, very hard. Been through a couple women. I've met them. I'm like, you're getting divorced again. I'll be damned. Do you take a toll like that? Is there a toll in your personal life? Have you been able to stay with the same woman, or do you have kids that talk to you, or what? So what's gone south in your life?
No, I've been married 32 years, 5 months, and 14 days.
Oh, that's love. That's love. The man knows how many days. That's impressive. That's good stuff. It warms my heart to see a good Southern man that loves a Southern woman and dips her and takes care of her and doesn't cheat on her.
Shoes don't stretch.
You got a ponytail, though. I dig it. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, well, I don't know how long I'm going to keep it, but because I don't know that it enhances my appearance any.
I think it does. I think it's kind of cool. Here's what you can do. And you can tell Southern Mama this too. Embrace the hair straightener. That's what I do. Straighten it with the hair straightener, and it's not so curly, and you'll probably like it better.
It comes out, and it wants to be fuzzy and get in my face. And I wake up in the morning sometime, and I got it in my mouth. It just kind of freaks me out. It all goes back to when I was in high school, and they said, you got to get your hair cut and stuff. I think that's, hey, you don't tell people when to cut their hair.
I'm with you. I grew it for that reason too. Not because I'm an 80s guy, or, maybe I buy more into the American Indian thing for me. I just didn't like anybody telling me to cut my damn hair. I'm like you. I'm like, what does it matter?
It's a freedom issue. That's all. It's don't tell me I live in the freest country in the world. I can't decide when I'm gonna cut my damn hair.
Now, do you trim?
I mean, I understand, like, if it was getting seen by somebody, yeah, maybe. But I gotta tell you, if I want somebody to look at me naked, I have to go to the doctor. Yeah, it's terrible because they always say the same thing, even the damn dentist and the chiropractor. Mr. Cargill, put your clothes back on.
Mr.
Well,
Cargill.
main thing I came to the damn doctor for. I mean,
I want to get naked.
that's right.
I
You have
love
the
it.
Same problem at the dentist's office?
Yeah. It's worse there. They act like they're surprised. You know, they give you that little lead damn bib to wear, and hell,
Oh man.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you're supposed to get nude there, but I dig it. I slept with my dental assistant once. So that was fun, but I never went naked into the dentist office.
Well, you don't go naked in there. You just go in there, and when you get to the examining room, you know, you take clothes off them over there, and a lot of times they walk in.
So where are you living right now? Are you in Alabama?
No, I'm in Bremen, Georgia,
Okay.
where the thing we enjoy the most is going somewhere else.
Okay. Well, hold tight in Bremen.
32 trains come through here every day.
Well, hold tight right there in Bremen. I don't know whether you've ever needed psychiatric help or not, but I have got a buddy that would be perfect. He's counseled me. He is one hell of a counselor, and he only has locations in Marietta and also up in Blue Ridge. So maybe the Blue Ridge location would be more convenient, but it's David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. We're going to throw to him, a fine sponsor of the Yeah Come On show, and we'll be right back with Gary. And do I say Cargal? Did I nail it?
You got it.
All right.
I'm David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. The current situation we're in is bringing all kinds of issues into our lives, everything from stress and anxiety to frustration, bouts of depression and loneliness. Well, we're here to help at Ridgeline Counseling. You can reach us at 770-993-9700, or you can email us at ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. Currently, we're offering telemental services through video and phone platforms, and in a few weeks we'll be transitioning back to in-person office visits. In the meantime, stay safe. We'll get through this. Yeah, come on.
Thank you, David Markwell. Again, Ridgeline Counseling, a fine sponsor of the Yeah Come On show. I'm Southside Steve. That's Brett Barney. Tyler Maynard is now the off producer, but on right now, Gary, a fellow Southerner, a little splash of redneck. I dig you. Gary Cargal.
Thank you, Steve.
Did I get that? I'm scared. I'm scared of your damn last name, Cargal. I got it now.
It's so simple. It's so easy. Don't be scared. It's just
Cargal.
Exactly. It's just like a 4-putt in golf. It's easy to do.
But let me tell you what, I like that. Let me tell you what I do dig is what you and Southern Mama do. I know you're a part of a team, a road team, and I've been watching Southern Mama. I don't know how I came across it, but it's not like anybody told me. I just found it.
Yeah.
And I am fascinated. I laugh my ass off at what this guy comes up with and playing the role of a woman screaming her damn kids. And I was literally watching 2 nights ago, laughing out loud. And it takes a lot to get me to laugh out loud.
Yes.
And it's some funny shit. So my hat's off to you and the stuff that you do too. And I'm happy that, you guys got together, and it's a hell of a road team. We said earlier, again, if you look at Ron White and you look at, you look a little like Ron, especially if I squint my eyes, but a little also like Larry the Cable Guy. So I dig it. I dig where you're coming from. But
all I'm missing is me a good get her done.
yeah, well, you know what you need? You need a saying. I've got Yeah Come On. I trademarked it. You tell Southern Mama she can use it if she has to once in a while to help a brother out. But you get something like that. But I like your look. You're your own man. Make no mistake about it. I think you've come into your own. I assume you've been this person the entire time. Are you pretty much yourself on stage, or are you kind of putting it on a little bit?
No, I'm myself. I mean, you have to clean it up a little. I mean, for God's sake, we have, a lot of Protestant women in the audience, so you have to insinuate a lot of things rather than come out and and say it the way you'd say like after you four-putted, you know. So.
Well, how do you talk about, say, for instance, sex? How do you handle that on stage?
Oh, you just insinuate.
Like what? You know, now Brett Barney, you missed the beginning of the show, but his penis is the size of a tuna can and it's 1 inch deep.
Yeah, you know, look, yeah, everybody's telling the truth. It'd be more like a chapstick dispenser, you know. Run the visual, like a dog, you know.
So
I mean, they take me, okay?
Okay.
I'm like Western sizzling down there, man. I got a lot more taters than I got steak.
So, all right. So I take it you got a large Christmas sack, and I can dig that.
Yeah. First time I did that joke was over in Georgia, other side of anyway, backwoods Georgia.
I thought we lost you. I thought your internet connection froze again.
No, it's this internet connection that froze.
I was about to say
Buffering in the brain, huh?
Gary, my brother's a first responder at Loganville. I was about to call him and say, get your ass to Bremen.
Yeah.
Gary's stroking out on me.
No, anyway, it was over there, and I did that line about I got more taters than steak. And this old girl, she's sitting in the audience, and everybody laughed. And this one girl's talking to her friend at the table, and she says, "He means he's got more balls than he does dick." And it was so loud. It was whole, you know.
You're like, thanks for the translation on that one. I want to thank you, Miss Assistant. That's nice.
That got a bigger laugh than I could have dreamed of.
So how often are you on the road?
Well, here lately, not much at all. But we're getting back out. I'm depending on what we're allowed to do.
Sure.
Our government, where we're free at.
Right.
Remember the haircut?
Oh yeah. I got you. No, it's a tough time right now. Believe me, I'm doing a morning show out of my house. So, you know, we're doing this podcast this way. I'd definitely rather be in the studio and see people.
Absolutely. I'd rather be sitting around with you guys, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, it is. It's
to die. I mean, I don't want nobody have to die so we can sit around the table and drink beer and play grab ass.
Yeah.
So, you know, but at the same time, I'm kind of sick of sitting. I mean, I love my family, but I've loved them enough, I think, for we can all get back out. My wife's a school teacher, you know. My older sister lives with us, so and we got, you know, I got two boys, so they're different. I mean, it's a whole set there. But anyway, we're getting back out. I'm actually going to Warner Robins on June the 5th.
Okay.
For a free show, so I'm hoping we'll sell it out. I hope it's not the price of the tickets that keeps anyone away, but it's a venue about 200, so I'd love to fill it up down in Warner Robins, Georgia on June 5th. Got it. You know, I forget the name of the place now, but it's an entertainment venue. It's not a bar.
Let me tell you, Warner Robins, if I remember correctly, because I used to date a couple girls in Macon, it was worth the drive. It was worth the drive. But Warner Robins has military bases and strip clubs. Which one are you in?
Neither. It's like a damn. I wish I could think of, but no.
Comedy show. Warner Robins, laugh riot. Don't you love the name of comedy clubs?
No, it's not a comedy club. It's just a venue.
You're at a church. Maybe you're at a church.
No, trust me. I love Jesus and stuff, but a lot of them frown on it and cuss a little bit, drink a little, you know, smoke a little pot. I mean, hell, they all kind of get mad at you about it. But Jesus,
now, are you the only pot smoker in the house, or do your kids smoke and your older sister, or who all's in?
Oh no, it's mostly just me. I'm not gonna It's not my day to rat anybody else out at all.
Okay. Well, you can't rat your wife out. She's a school teacher. That wouldn't be right.
Yeah, no, but I mean, no, she never has. She never has.
Yeah.
I love you hold your hand up. You're like,
Yeah, you're not under oath
Oh,
here.
you're
Don't
not-
worry. You're not under
But
oath.
so which means I have to smoke enough for both of us.
Now, are you a cigar smoker too?
Dude, if you'll light it, I'll smoke it.
Well, that's all the more reason.
Right
to
now,
go
you're not
now,
supposed to
man.
be. Hey, man. Right now, we're in quarantine. Brett, am I wrong? Or we're not supposed to be smoking right now, right? I mean, just because it's bad. This is a lung issue. I'm worried about you, Gary. I don't need you puffing on cigars.
Listen, I'm only alive because of the skilled surgeons at St. Vincent's Hospital. I had an abdominal aortal aneurysm. I should have died like 9 years ago. But when they saved my life, I decided, you know what? There's some things in this world that I wanted to do I hadn't done. And one of them was be a comedian.
Wow. Was homosexual on the list?
No, it wasn't, because you'd have to. I said things I'd wanted to do and hadn't
Oh
done.
my God.
Now,
What about a professional balloonist? I mean, you got to think about. Or maybe did you ride the bull? Professional fisherman. Is there anything else?
Wait, what is a professional balloonist? Somebody that like races in a balloon, like the hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing.
All right.
People
I guess
do
it is. Yeah, you're right, man. That's a real rich man sport.
I think the word professional implies that you get paid for it.
Yeah. So now, have you always been the guy that everybody at the party goes, "You're funny as hell, man. Gary, you should be a comedian, dude"?
Well, it's more like this. You try to walk in and you dress like everybody else dresses, because I love plaid pants and Hawaiian shirts, but you walk in and just try to be part of it. It ain't happen. Somebody's gonna come up and they're gonna say something, and you're gonna say, "Well, hell, that ain't the way I see it." And there you go. You're outed. And then they all want to hang out and hear what you got to say. You know, so, hoping you'll say something else funny. That takes a while.
Yeah, stick with me. I got some funny shit coming. I can feel it.
I promise. We'll get there.
I got a little something. Now we talked earlier about the ocean. You are a little bit of an ocean type of guy, right? So yeah, because I'm very pelagic myself.
Are you?
Yeah, which means oceanic. And it's a word I like to use, and I'd like for you to use it if you feel the need to. I'll let you in on a secret. Brett didn't think I could use a big word, and I can. And anytime I use it, he's got to guzzle a beer.
Well, Jimmy Buffett has a song, Mother, Mother Pelagic. Mother, Mother Pelagia.
Pelagic.
I heard you call. I think something like that.
Brett, just guzzle 2 damn beers. Oh, look at that boy. He can handle it. I'm sober today.
So much right now. Steve, is anybody else drinking outside of Gary and myself?
No, Steve just said he's sober, yeah.
I'm babysitting. Right now my mother-in-law is downstairs watching my child. I just had a plumber in the house because I had a damn leak.
I thought that was the code word for your colonoscopy. I just had a plumber in the house.
No, I had one.
Plumber in the house.
That's not a bad one, actually.
I don't mind the plumbing aspect. I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever had surgery, I love being knocked out. I love that count to 3 crap. I love the feeling right before I go out. I love the deep sleep. But that damn colonoscopy, it's drinking that crap the day before is just hell on earth. And then not eating all day and having diarrhea all day. But I have diarrhea a lot anyway because I don't eat right. Thought I'd share.
I will shit myself for this show.
I know y'all glad you tuned in for that.
Now look, hold on, Gary. You look like a man that would actually enjoy diarrhea yourself, because think about it.
Enjoy? Define enjoy.
No, you get into the bathroom. Nobody knows you're taking a 2 because it sounds like a 1. You hit the fan. It's done literally in 4 to 5 seconds. It allows for a nice cleanup. and you just make sure you don't leave any residue and you're out. It's just the quickest bathroom situation
Fan
ever.
is dead giveaway.
We
Fan
stayed
is
in a-
dead giveaway.
We stayed in an Airbnb that had a bidet in it back in, I don't know, September. And I fell in love with it so much I had to have one for the Fat Mermaid. So when all y'all started hoarding toilet paper, just guess who felt like a genius? Because you know what? That's right, this guy. Because you know what? The toilet paper is just to dry up out, you know, at that point. So one little roll of toilet paper will last a month because it's all clean. And it's so nice. It ain't like you rubbing nothing in. It ain't like it gets hung on the hair. No, it's clean. Keep your ass clean.
Now, tell me this much, because I have never bideted. I have never.
Dude.
I've been in homes that have them.
Steve, I promise it's changing life.
Well, okay. How do you know you're done?
Well, I mean, the way you know you're done with paper is you
look.
You keep wiping until you look and there ain't much there.
Right.
All right, and that'll show up on your tidy whities later, you know, when you miss some. But this other thing, hey, hell, run it, and then when you feel like you're done, you move it around a little bit. You know? And then,
Is that the face?
And then when you go to dry it up, like you can tell if you're done or not.
It's so pelagic. It's like getting hit by a wave on your bottom.
Oh my God, that was a stretch.
Well,
hey, Tyler, if it doesn't qualify, Brett doesn't have to drink.
Okay,
But
that worked.
do you use a
that
towel?
was pretty clever, actually.
no, just a little piece of toilet paper will do you, man.
And you just look to check with toilet paper, and then you're off the bidet.
You should be clean.
Wow. I should do it.
It's life-changing, my friend.
I like it. Brett,
Life-changing.
feel free to talk if you're not drunk. Gary and I are available.
Yeah, it's like, are you here, Brett?
Dude, you guys are hammering me right now.
He lives at home, Gary, with his mama. It's kind of like you. He's got a lot of people in the house, and he's got his live-in girlfriend.
My wife and I, we should have an empty nest. I've seen this on TV. We should have an empty nest and a naked room.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go.
I remember the naked room. I know the movie.
Yeah, well.
Terry Bradshaw had a naked room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the kids, are they old enough to be on their own, or are they not to that point yet?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Caleb is grounds crew supervisor for Atlanta Braves. They're out of work.
Awesome. Okay.
My oldest one. And Kirby, he's employee of the month at the Fat Mermaid.
The bar in your house?
Yeah.
You must be so proud.
Please,
that boy's getting it done, isn't he?
Thank you. I'm so glad that I've made you laugh.
What parking spot does he get for being employee of the month?
Well, Mrs. Rice lets him park. There's a vacant lot on the other side of her, because I'm telling you. Man, we got more Chevy trucks in this yard than Martin Burke's, I promise you. Martin Burke is an old Chevy dealer.
I knew who it was.
I might have to Google that one, yeah.
No, I had you. Just don't say anything bad about Regal Nissan, and we're good.
Yeah.
Keep going after Chevy. No, I get it. So he didn't get a garage spot for being the employee of the month, and he gets the neighbor's carport because they got a spot empty.
Well, it's a field. Look. We got stuff. We got stuff.
You do.
My old MGB is sitting out there, and I need to sell it. If anybody needs an old MGB to restore it, it's a 71 pristine. It's red and white stripe. It's a beautiful car. It's got 2 deck lids, one with a spoiler and one with a luggage rack. So it's only like 5 bolts to change it out. I used to change it. Like if we're going to the beach for the weekend, you would just change deck lids. And then when you're running around town, you don't need the luggage rack, so you can put the one with the cool spoiler on it. Anyway, I'm never going to fix that car because I can't bend over.
Wow.
I got hit by a truck.
What?
Oh my Lord.
I wish the hell I was making that up.
Ow.
You got hit by a truck. Well, you know what? I take it back, the joke this morning, earlier about the homosexual. You can't be homosexual if you can't bend over. So that is out the window.
Dude, I'm telling you, it wouldn't work.
Nobody wants to hook up with a dude that stands straight up all the time.
Yeah.
It's a pucker effect. But how did you get hit by?
Oh, you got the science down on that one.
Oh, I do. I got science. Don't make me, Brett, don't make me say the word. All right, ease up. Gary, what truck hit you?
Well, I was working as a truck driver.
Oh.
And I was dropping my trailers off, and I worked for Old Dominion Truck Lines. They threw the keys to this guy and said, "Hey, move that trailer and hurry up." And it was a dock hand, so sure, it was automatic. So he just come barreling ass around the corner. It wasn't nothing I could do. I had this dolly because I was changing my trailers out. The dolly's a thing that goes in between the two trailers in the back. So I pushed that away, and I really think an old football drill saved my life because my thought was take the lick and roll out of it. You can't move. You can't get out of the way, quick enough. So I just threw my hands up and it hit me. And when it did, I rolled and got up and took my gloves and threw them at it and started cussing. Anyway, I thought I was okay. I drove back to Atlanta, and then that was the last time I ever did any trucking.
Oh man, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, so took me 5 years to get back on the football field.
Wow.
Okay.
How long have you refereed football?
40 seasons.
40? Like all over Georgia? It's a high school?
Alabama.
Oh, you're AHSA?
Well, yeah, you understand, I'm only 11 miles to Alabama from here.
Okay.
All right, so we lived there, and when we moved here, my wife's a teacher, and back then teachers made more money in Georgia than they did in Alabama. And they let her go to work earlier. She didn't have to do a practicum. In Alabama, she'd had to work for free. In Georgia, they let her work and didn't get her degree. So since the practicum's all she needed, she took the job. She's been there ever since. She's had one job, one husband. See, it's a simple one.
Sounds like it's time for a change.
I've often wondered how those Mormon guys that have like more than one wife, how they go into the first wife and say, "Well, I think it's about time we start dating again."
I guess.
How does that happen?
I don't know how you start, and I don't know how you have 2 or 3 wives because they're all looking for a little sex. I mean, that's a lot of sex too. You're spending the night at each house. You have to perform. You become a constant performer, and then God forbid these women are having babies too. I don't want 9 kids through 3 wives. I can't imagine.
Me either.
Now, I got a kid coming at 55 years old, brother. I got one coming. I'm 4.5 weeks away from another baby.
All right.
Yeah.
My buddies used to tell me that it's okay. He can come to the nursing home and check you out and take you to the middle school games.
Dude, I hear you. I mean, now there's a proper age gap between my wife and I. It's 22 years. But I played the field a long time. So I've got a 3-year-old, and now I'm about to have a newborn at 55. So I'm like, playtime's over, I guess. So
I don't know about you, Brett, but I think he's bragging.
Oh, dude, welcome to the show. The dude slept with 419 women.
I counted. It's true.
Yeah, it could be called Steve's brag.
That's his quality card.
Gary, that might be 418 more than you. I don't know how much you played the field before you settled down.
Oh Lord.
When we started this
Good.
podcast, we almost
I'm
named
glad
it
you don't know.
419. Or 420.
I just had a lot of sex, I guess. But, those are home runs, 419's home runs. If you count one night stands
Which was something that we did back in those days. I mean, back in the day, man, that was cool. You could just go out and hey, I like you and you like me. Well, let's go home and do it.
That's it. That's it. And for those third bases, I don't count those. There was a lot of those too. I'm just keeping up with home runs.
That's right. And the game we used to, you only got to count it one time. I don't care if you spent all.
Yeah.
It counts as one.
One.
That's
one.
Right.
Yeah. And even if they go and get a boob job, it's still the same person. Doesn't matter. Can't recount.
How do you think you guys would have
What
done
about a facelift? That's got to be something.
Well, if the face changes and I'm not aware it's not the same person, not my fault.
Oh, okay. If you realize halfway through, yeah, okay.
Or if she goes and colors her hair and comes back and presents herself as her own twin sister.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that is okay.
Or if she dies while we're having sex but comes back, I think that's second life, second time around.
So you guys are such players. How well do you think you would have done in the age of Tinder and Bumble and all the dating apps?
Oh, we'd have killed it. My numbers would have been higher.
What do you project your numbers to be at? You're 419, no dating apps.
I would be 1,000 had I had technology. I bet Gary would agree too. I mean, it's just too easy. You guys right now, if y'all can't get laid when you can scroll left or right saying, here's where I'm at, come find me.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean,
jeez.
Plus look how big the pool is that you're choosing from, especially you live in a major metropolitan area like Atlanta, or Texas, or hell, even Nashville. And
but
Texas and Nashville.
No, hold on. He brings up a good point. If Gary does everybody, if he's got high numbers, means he had sex with everybody in Bremen.
No, I don't.
Just plowing through town, huh?
No, but Bremen's a small little place. I didn't grow up there.
Where'd you grow up?
Addison, Alabama.
All right. Do you remember I worked for the airline that flew there, ASA?
Okay.
Meaning I didn't know where
great stories, dude.
Everybody, shut up. No,
that was so funny.
No, I just didn't know where Anniston was. And I'm like, well, if it's got an airport, it's got to be a decent size because we flew there. We flew to small cities. So I flew to every city. We had like 48 cities. So I've flown to Anniston. I saw your airport and I was like, okay, there must be a decent population here. Why else would you have an airport?
I mean, most people I know from there, they drive over here and fly out of here.
Well, shit.
Anniston's the halfway point between Atlanta and Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
That's all I know. It's Anniston, Oxford is the halfway point. When you hit Anniston, when I was driving to school, I'd be like, okay, I'm halfway to school. Or I'm halfway home.
All right, so you grew up in Anniston, then you moved to Bremen.
I live in Minnesota. She kept me as a sex slave up there for 5 winters.
Hey, did you go to that mall?
Yeah.
That's a kick-ass mall.
Mall of America?
Yeah.
That has 3 lid stores in it? 3.
Unbelievable.
3 stores you can buy hats.
Unbelievable.
Same store, 3 stories.
It used to be Metropolitan Stadium. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. When they built the Hanky Dome, they took that old building that was Metropolitan Stadium, and that was the basis that they built the Mall of America on.
Oh my God! No wonder it's so damn big. It has a roller coaster in it. I know that.
Yeah, Snoopy, Charlie Brown themed amusement park inside because Charles Schultz, the creator of Charlie Brown, was from there, and a lot of that was his inspiration.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Now that looks like a cold as hell place. I think you're better off in Bremen. Can't imagine living in Minnesota. And how did your accent go over in Minnesota?
People that they notice it right away.
I bet.
They'd say, "Oh, hey, where you from?" I'd say, "I live on the south side. I live right here. I live on the south side of town." And I mean, it was my attempt to humor, you know. Oh,
I catch
bet.
hell here. I do. Brett, you went to University of Alabama. You don't have too much of an accent.
I don't think I have any accent at all, but my mother is from St. Paul. So I do spend a lot of time up in Minnesota, Minnesota nice, all that stuff. I've been to Mall of America more times than I can count, which is,
we lived in Little Canada.
Where'd you
Well,
live?
Little Canada is where my wife grew up. We lived in White Bear Lake. If you know
Okay.
the city, yeah. All the lakes, I expected to see white bears on all of them because it felt like I was in the damn polar region.
Well, I mean, it is the land of 1,000 lakes.
10,000.
So, I mean, there's lakes everywhere, lake houses, river houses, whatever. It's all Minnesota.
Kitchen shacks. I mean, it's a good time up there.
I would just drink so much. I do it. I think I just go to the local, I don't know, bar almost every damn night and just be like my own Cheers. I would just drink every night just because the weather would suck.
Hey, can I ask a question? Speaking of bars, Steve used to be a bar owner of Southside Steve's bar in Atlanta. I don't know why.
McDonald. Because I'm from the South Side. I was just doing the South Side thing.
Yeah, but it sounds like Gary has a pretty successful bar going at his place.
Yeah.
Any tips or pointers to give Steve, who went bankrupt owning his own bar?
I did not go bankrupt. I
You
paid my
pretty
way
much
out.
bankrupt. You closed the place.
I closed it. I closed it because of the employees, because everybody was stealing from me. So I'm like, screw it. It's done. I'm out. I couldn't be there. I just paid my way out. I'm good.
Gary, give this guy some tips on running a bar.
I've never opened mine up to the public, so.
Don't do it. No, I wanted to. Hey, Gary, you'll respect this. I had the only Smokey and the Bandit tribute bar in the United States of America.
Conyers is the name of that place I was thinking about.
Yeah.
You know where I said I was at, and I couldn't think of it.
Conyers.
It's on the other side of Conyers.
Okay. Yeah.
Conyers is in Smokey and the Bandit. Thank you.
Yes. Conyers, Fayetteville, Riverdale, all that is in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, we lived there before we got married.
Dude,
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, Aaron. That's what it is. I saw the movie being filmed. The bridge that he jumped was on our church property, and that was off of Terra Boulevard, and it was a Catholic church. And I was there. I saw scenes filmed. I saw the Jackie Gleason scene where he's looking down off the bridge at the two officers that nosed into to the creek, and it just stuck with me. So I always wanted a Smokey and the Bandit bar. So I did it. The bar was awesome. Had girls dancing. Had a Georgia side, Texas side, the whole thing. But people didn't appreciate it. Employees stole from me. Good friends stole from me. And before it was over, we went hip hop, and I'm like, my soul is scratched. I'm leaving town.
I actually got to work on a Burt Reynolds movie called Stroker Ace.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do in the movie?
I was a producer's gopher.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Where was that filmed?
We did a week in Talladega. We did 3 weeks in Atlanta. We did 4 weeks in Charlotte. I didn't stay for the whole Charlotte run.
Oh, wow.
I decided to go back to school. And things were pretty much wrapped up by the time they did that many. We'd done that many weeks. Everything was pretty much in the can, just some specialty shots is all they needed to do anyway. So anyway.
That's awesome. So obviously you're around Burt a lot.
So, I mean, not like we didn't. I actually got to go drinking with Parker Stevenson. Like, go out on the town.
That's cool.
Yeah. He had to have people shoving women away from him, back in those days.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up marrying Christy Alley.
Oof. That's hot.
Bert and Lonnie had just started, like, dating and stuff. They had adjoining suites at the hotel we were staying at.
Yeah, that door stayed open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's WKRP in Cincinnati dating. Oof. Hot.
I actually was an old disc jockey too. I worked in Tuscaloosa. I worked in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Okay.
What? Where?
WACT. WACT. Tuscaloosa.
Oh, there it is. There's a radio voice.
Yeah, it could be better. I haven't practiced much.
That's good. Well, hey, you want to stick with us? We're going to take another break because why not? Brett's got a few questions for you, and we'll let you go if that's okay,
All right.
Gary.
All right, that's good, man.
All right, buddy. Right now, the Yeah Come On show is going to take one more break, and we'll be back with Gary Cargal. Gary Cargal. My man. Here with Gary Cargal, and Gary Cargal is a comedian. He was a truck driver. He was also a movie producer or assisted a movie producer. There's a lot to this Southern onion that is Gary, who is now a part of the Southern Mama group. And you guys tour around, like you said, you've been in place. Everybody's been in place, no comedy clubs. So for 2 months, you've been kind of hanging out. Have you been on the phone a lot or doing what we're doing today, Gary, Zoom with trying to work up a lot of new material so when you go back out on the road?
Couple of times, and mostly been like sleeping and eating. I'm an ice cream addict.
So you say you've been sleeping and eating.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey, Gary,
what?
If you keep doing that, you're going to live, baby. Live forever.
I know. I think YouPorn needs to put some new material on, though. Netflix. I've seen it all.
So you're not really working on your material. You're just enjoying sleeping and eating and touching yourself.
And breathing. Yeah.
I've worked a little bit. I mean, I put memes up on my thing every day. Every day I put a new meme up.
Well, that's working.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yesterday was the reason they call it COVID-19 is because the CO comes from the couch and the vid comes from the videos you're watching, and 19 is the number of pounds you put on. See, that's what I needed, Tyler. Thanks for the rim shot.
Gary Cargal, he needed that, and he's done. He just needed a rim shot. Well, I'll tell you, Gary, there's one thing that we do on the Yeah Come On show, and especially if Brett has brought in a guest, I allow him to turn loose. But then we do something cool called the cigarette break. And you were smoking, but you were outdoors, too far away from your modem. Now it looks like you've moved into your dining room. I take it your wife does not let you smoke in the house.
I smoked the Fat Mermaid.
Okay.
In the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want, you can go back out there. But we're going to give you a cigarette break to pump yourself, where basically the time it takes to smoke a cigarette, you can talk about anything you want, promote yourself, and it's kind of one of our ways just to be shameless to our guests because we appreciate you being on the Yeah Come On show. But right now, Brett Barney's going to have at you just for a second because I'm sure you've got some questions. If you get offended, just raise your right hand so I know.
All right.
Okay. So first off, and this one's just off the cuff right now, your bar is smoke friendly and has a bidet?
Yeah.
Dude, these are the tips you should have been giving Steve.
I didn't know. If I'd have put bidets in there, people would have been drinking from them. They'd have been like, damn, Steve, why you got 8 water fountains in your bathroom? That's what they'd have said.
Well, have a drink. It's probably clean. I mean,
they say you can drink toilet water.
Yeah. Dog drinks out of the toilet. He looks healthy as hell. So, besides that, the thing will squirt halfway across the room. So, have at it.
Hey, Gary, in your opinion, is Larry the Cable Guy a redneck? He's from Nebraska. This is a fair question. Open conversation. Anybody can join in.
All right. Well, let's look at the terms now. Mr. Foxworthy defines redneck as a lack of sophistication. I think that we can all agree that Mr. Larry the Cable Guy qualifies for having a lack of sophistication. So by that form, I'm gonna say yeah. And there's redneck. Look, I've been to Pennsylvania. I ain't trying to embarrass anybody, but if you think that Kentucky or Mississippi or Arkansas or anywhere else that anybody wants to pick on people at is insufficient, hell, go to the backwoods of Pennsylvania. This is one of the premier states of the 13 original colonies. This place, these rednecks in Pennsylvania. I call it Pennsylvania when I was down trucking, because you know what? You think it's up north, you think it's the Northeast, and you're right, as long as you're in Philadelphia. But when you're out in Reading and you're out in the rest of the place, I've seen more country stuff in Pennsylvania than I ever saw in Alabama.
That's funny.
Bit me in the neck.
I will say, growing up in the South, I didn't know many Northerners. I mean, there was a point in time where the South was just the South and nobody was coming here. They were coming through the airport, but not getting off the plane. There was maybe no reason to, unless you had a relative that lived here. But I did learn that, yeah, rednecks, I always thought it was just a Southern thing, but then you're right. There's rednecks everywhere.
Well,
so I would say I agree with Gary, due to a lack of sophistication, regardless whether he's from Nebraska or he puts up his accent. I think the dude is very comfortable in a sleeveless shirt, a cutoff shirt.
Those shirts are special made for him.
Yeah. And if you wear that, there's something about you that likes that. Therefore, he's a redneck.
Well, if you've ever gone on, you can go on YouTube and see him do stand-up before he was Larry the Cable Guy. Dan Whitney's his name. And the Larry the Cable Guy, he started doing a character, the Larry the Cable Guy, on a radio station.
Yeah.
And that's
down in Florida.
That's where his stand-up character came from.
He actually did it on like 10 radio stations. Like his job was like he would get up in the morning and call morning shows across the country and do his character over and over and over, to the point that people were like, yeah, we don't need you today. Yeah, we'd love to have you on. And that it just blew up. Like he just bet on himself. I mean, I got to give him props on that.
I listened to a lot of radio like when I was trucking, because I'd be all over. And no satellite radio and stuff back then. So, you'd have to get your new radio station every 100 miles. And so you could get Bob and Tom.
Bob and Tom.
Billy and John Boy and Billy.
Yeah.
Rick and
Bubba.
They started the same radio station I started at. Rick and Bubba did.
Okay.
Yeah. My nephew played football for Rick's daddy. I mean, I know him well. I used to work with Rick's first wife. A radio. You know what, Steve? It may be the radio that's caused you to change. How many wives you own now?
I've only married one.
Oh, well, okay. I have a friend that's been married 6 times.
Oof.
3 Debbies, 2 Cathys. Let me tell you something. If I married 2 Debbies, divorce them both, and you introduce yourself.
Oh my God! Sorry, my bad.
Debbie, there ain't gonna be no second date.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna. At least that way, you don't have to change the tattoo on your arm, though. That's the thing.
Oh, I know a couple of those boys. I'm like, why did you put her name on your body? What were you thinking? God.
Well, we was in love, and them flip-flops look so good on her.
That's what Steve would say for sure.
I got a foot fetish. I'm all about it. You got cute toes. We're talking.
Yeah.
I'll take an ugly girl with perfect feet over a beautiful girl with horrible feet.
I wish I didn't identify with that at all, Steve. I feel it, man.
I love looking at the toes.
This is ponytails and toes?
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ. Dude, Gary, I have to ask you, yes or no question. Have you seen the first Anchorman movie with Will Ferrell and everybody? Yeah, Anchorman, the original Anchorman. We'll just say yes. We'll just assume yes. There's a fight scene in it where all the news crews show up at the same location and they have this huge battle. You know, Ben Stiller's like the Hispanic station, and I think like Vince Vaughn is there and whatnot. You pull into a club and there's a Southern Mama and Them tour on a bus, and this other bus pulls in, and it's the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and you have to duke it out in the parking lot. Who wins in the fight?
I mean, I'm gonna try my best to just let's smoke a peace pipe, boys, and you know, and settle this like comedians.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
I ain't up for a rap battle or nothing like that. You know, come out and do Yo Mama jokes with Ron White. I mean, Yo Mama is so ugly.
Which
I remember the mama jokes. I remember those.
it actually leads me perfectly into my next question. The first time I met you, you were headlining over in Marietta at the Strand, and after the show, I met you outside, and we smoked a joint together, which was by far the worst decision I've ever made in my life, because I remember after that I went to Waffle House. Thank God I didn't have to drive, and I don't remember anybody from like their collarbone up. Like I couldn't see faces. It was awful. But due to the COVID-19 situation, would you ever share a joint with a person you just met?
Yeah. I think there's something magic in the weed. I mean, the weed is medicinal, my friend.
Sweet.
And if you're
Sweet
seeing things, it's not making you see things that you didn't see already. It may make you pay attention to things that you didn't pay attention to previously.
Hey.
Amen.
Might be right, might be wrong. Who knows? Steve, you want to add?
No, I mean, I had my time with pot. I never got paranoid with it. I've smoked with a couple of cool people. I got to smoke with Cheech.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he came into the studio, and of course, we had to smoke with him. Dan Aykroyd, got to do it with him once.
Well, you talk UFOs and smoke with Dan, yeah.
Yeah. But Ron White, more than anybody, at his house. But, I haven't smoked a lot since, the college years and the high school years and all that, except when I get around celebrities of any kind, or like what Gary's talking about, somebody you really like and you're having a good moment, right place, right time. But like I said, I never got paranoid. But the worst thing that ever happened to me smoking pot is I smoked a dime bag back when that was 10 joints. So I'm dating myself. But I went into a Dunkin' Donuts, and all I saw was the guy's mouth moving, kind of like what you're talking about, Brett. And I just kept looking at him, and I talked, but I couldn't hear me, and I couldn't hear him.
Oh, man.
And I went in there for a dozen donuts, and I came out with 2 stacks of plastic cup and an eclair, and with $20 missing, and I'll never know. Obviously, I think the guy took advantage of me because he knew I was just some high teenager. But I brought back to the car 2 stacks of plastic Dunkin' Donut cups and an eclair. So
for $20.
After
story.
After Gary, I went to Waffle House and I placed an order, and I went and just stood at the jukebox and was like, gotta pick a song.
Yeah.
It was just miserable. Just
Dude, I mean, all right, so obviously your body really needs it bad if it's, but
Hey, right now, my son wants to show me. What do you got, Brooks?
Does he have clothes on?
Come here. He's wearing clothes.
Okay, good.
I got yelled at because I put him on naked once. My kid wears a backwards helmet. Is that bad?
No. I'm sure.
It looks good on you, though.
It's your helmet? All right, bye-bye. He wants to ride in his Jeep. I got him one of those remote control Jeeps and trucks, so Mom insisted he wear a helmet. Like, I'm like, what's, like that's going to save him if he crashes bad enough. But I guess it will. No head injuries, Brooks. Take care.
So I'll wrap up. I have like 3 random questions based off Gary being a official. Do you officiate high school football in Alabama?
Not anymore.
But you did officiate high school football.
Nobody wants to go out on Friday night and say, "Oh my God, Coach Croker's our referee."
I'm gonna get to that here in a second. That's definitely my last question to ask you. But when you were doing high school football in Alabama, obviously everybody knows this. There's a lot of big recruits who come out of Alabama. Who's the best player you've ever seen in person as a referee? Like, were you seeing Julio Jones or anything along the lines of that? There's a lot of guys from Alabama that go to Auburn, that go to Alabama.
There's been so many.
Wilson, I don't know.
There's been so many of them.
Nobody stands out to you, though, directly?
Oh, yeah. Lots of them stand out. Lots of them in different ways. Okay? Julio Jones could catch a ball.
Yeah, out of Foley.
But somebody else might have been a kicker. Somebody else might be a linebacker, the pro throw.
Oh, Tyrone.
All right, so.
I used to play beer pong with him.
I got a story about him. I'm covering him one night. I'm an outside guy. I'm a line judge. He goes down for a pass. I go down with him. I'm trailing by 8 yards. We're, about 8 yards off of him. He's the defensive back, though. They throw a pass. He picks it. And we go the other way. And we're on about the 20 down on this end zone. And we go all the way back to the other end zone. And I was probably about the 30 when he crossed, when I suspect he crossed the goal line, because I'm having to guess. That's how bad he outrun me. And so we get back up and talk to my buddy. I said, Charlie, I don't know. I'm going to have to move it. They want you to be a white hat and go, well, that's more responsibility for the same money. It's really not a smart move. And, why would he? I said, I guess I'm going to have to go back inside. I just got outrun tonight so bad. I guess, I've lost whatever speed. I used to be fast for a fat boy. He said, who'd you have? And I told him it was Heflin. And he said, no, he said, hell. He said, that's that little old Tyrone Prothrow kid. He said, hell, he'd outrun you that bad when you was in high school.
Yeah.
Hey, and if nobody remembers Tyrone Prothrow was the Alabama player back in 2005. He was up for the Heisman Award. He was a front runner. And then when Alabama was playing Florida, and Florida was supposed to give Alabama a hard time, Alabama skunked Florida, and he broke his leg in the game, ended up getting gangrene, and never played football ever again. And he was a front runner for the Heisman that year.
Well, let's remember him on this one, though. It's 4th and 12 against Southern Mississippi, and they throw Tyrone Prothrow the ball. And
I have the painting in my room.
I was there that day. He reaches around the helmet of the guy covering him and catches the ball right here. I actually know the guy that was covering. I actually know the covering official on this. So when he catches it, he comes down and he hits on his head, which is short of the ball's short of the end zone at this point, and rolls on in. Now, granted, you give Alabama the ball on the 4-inch line, they're probably going to score anyway. But it was 4th and 12. If he don't make that play, if he don't make that catch, then they lose a big, big upset to Southern Mississippi.
It was 4th and 12 against Southern Miss. Brody Croyle is the quarterback. I was sitting down there on the edge of the couch. I still remember it to this point in my life.
And you and I are the only two people in the world besides Tyrone Prothrow that probably –
No. I have his jersey. I was a huge fan.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
Yeah.
I remember
It's a different language to me.
Eric Davis
it's one of the
played
greatest college plays ever of all time.
I did games with Eric Davis that played defensive back for the 49ers on the other side from when what's his name was there? Deion.
Deion Sanders.
Sanders,
And
yeah.
I had somebody tell me, oh, Deion Sanders is the best defensive back who ever played the game. And I said, no, he ain't even the damn best defensive back the 49ers has got, you know, because I seen Eric Davis. But, you know, that's just –
Yeah.
See, to me, a defensive back don't just cover and play tag. When you catch the ball in front of him, he's going to rack your ass up and make you wish that you never damn seen a football.
But you're right. Now that you become like you're a comedian and a little bit of a celebrity here, you're not allowed to ref anymore. They're like, we don't trust you.
No, I could do it. I could do it, but no, I mean, look, 40 years is enough.
Yeah.
And boys, I hate to admit this, but the wheels ain't there no more. You know?
So before I get into a little bit more of that, I did want to ask you, with your comedic career, you travel around the country. You've been to different cities, Atlanta, where I've seen you. I know you've gone to New York. You've gone everywhere throughout the Southeast, and even I'm sure you've been to the West Coast. Which city is your favorite city to perform in, and which is your least favorite?
Look, I'm terrible. I want to move everywhere we go. Every time I walk out and tell people I'm just so glad to be here tonight, outside of one place, and I'm not going to out them, I mean it. Okay? We've sold out the Majestic in Dallas. We've sold out the Ryman, where the Grand Ole Opry originated in Nashville.
Nice.
We've sold out the Cobb Energy Center in Atlanta. And we, you know, and I still work a bar every now and again. So, you know, I don't care, man. I just enjoy the people. I enjoy making people laugh. And I love what I do, and I always wanted to do it. And I'm so lucky. There's so many people that never get to realize the dream that they have. And I'm just really, really lucky to even get to do that. So
Gary, and I dig that, and I see it in Southern Mama too. And if there's anything I love, it's somebody that really appreciates people. Same way I feel about our radio fans too. My fans, you know, anytime you do it, when somebody comes up and compliments you or recognizes you, there's no greater compliment, you know. And when you are able to do what you truly want to do, I think it's fantastic. So I appreciate the love and the appreciation you have for what you're getting to do. But what was it like that first time on stage when you finally faced your fear, or were you fearful? Were you drunk? Did it help? Or what was it like that first time?
I start my show out with a toast. When I walk out, I'm going to say, hi, welcome, and let's have a toast. Here's the friends old and new. Here's the nights we can't remember, the friends we can't forget. That's pretty much the way I'm going to start a show. That way, I have a drink, I relax a little bit. Everybody, you know, if people join me, if they don't drink, then I understand, you know. But as far as me, the only stage fear, the only stage fright that I'm really guilty of is I get afraid they ain't going to let me on that son of a bitch sometimes.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
You know, I mean, I know I want to go out there. I want to go. We've done right, whether it's a little under, a little over, but 4,000 people. That's and 4,000 people is kind of, it's almost big because you have to, you can hear the laughter and it rolls like an ocean. You can hear it like it starts up front and it goes to the back. And you have to wait. It's part of your timing. Because you have to wait and let that laughter come before you start something else, or else you got people still laughing. I mean, it's a timing thing. I swear. I know it sounds crazy. I hope that answered the question.
No, I did, man. It's cool.
I have one last question for you. You do a YouTube series, you're Coach Croker, which is this hilarious coach, but you also do like football and basketball and baseball, and you jump around to all these different sports as this over-the-top hilarious coach. I've always had this thought that baseball cracks me up because the coaches have to dress in the same uniform as the players. Outside of baseball, which other sport do you believe the players and the coaches should have to wear the same uniform.
Let's talk about that freedom issue. I
There, baby.
don't see why it can't apply. Like, I take it that did you see the episode where I addressed that as Coach Croker?
Oh yeah, I've seen a bunch of them.
All right, so the umpire is telling baseball coach Croker that he has to have his uniform don't match, and he's going, hell. As soon as Nick Saban has to wear shoulder pads on the damn sideline, and I'll put on some damn baseball spikes, I ain't gonna do it, blah blah blah. And then the next scene it shows me with full baseball uniform on, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, soccer. Let's have the coach be in his little, if he could get him some satin shorts up to his butt and some knee socks. I mean,
What about gymnastics or cross country?
I don't know. Is there a cross country uniform? Because mostly they just got
Tiny shorts and a tank top.
How about this? How about the swimming team? The swimming team where the coach have to come out, big old fat guy in a Speedo. I mean, that'd work for me.
I do like it. You're right. It is funny when the coach has to. Baseball's the only thing they do that in, right? I mean, nobody else, just baseball.
I mean,
it's true.
In the NBA, they'll wear like crazy suits. I know one guy had a loudmouth suit he used to wear. Remember that guy in basketball? I don't remember who he was. I think it was a pro guy, but it was a loudmouth golf. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where it got the Argyle crazy colors and real loud stuff. There was one basketball guy. I used to love that. Listen, I'm looking so forward to football season.
Me too.
Mississippi State has got a coach. God, I love that man. Mike, I follow him on Twitter. He's hilarious.
Brett, you've done sports radio. Who the hell's he talking about?
Mike Leach.
Yes.
There's a suit. Is that the suit you're talking about?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
There you go.
That's awesome. I like it.
That's insane.
Came from Washington State down to
Mississippi State.
It'd be great this year. You got Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. And you got Mike Leach at Mississippi State. Saban be holding it down at Bama, winning hopefully a title again.
I don't know. Coach Croker, he's been on the hinge of them hiring him at Tennessee. They wanted him to be the water boy coordinator up there at one time, and then when they ask everybody to go up there, but me and but Coach Croker and OJ. So I don't know. I kept thinking I was going to get the Tennessee job there for a while.
That'd been nice. Instead, you're a comedian. Closing up with Gary Cargal. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or talk about? We kind of give a cigarette break on the Yet Come On show. So anything you want to mention or talk about how people can find you?
When we have the opportunity, let's fill up some venues to watch some comedy. For us, we're in Greenville, South Carolina on the weekend of the 12th and the 13th. And I'm with Southern Mom and them there. And me and Joey Leonard are going to, along with Karma Moon, is going to be at this venue in Warren Robins.
Okay.
That's all I know we're in Huntsville, we're in Nashville, we got a lot of stuff. We're in Louisville. We had to reschedule Memphis at the Orpheum Theater. But we'll be around. But just let's get. I mean, I don't want you to come out there if you're gonna get sick. I don't want to hurt nobody. But if you wear your mask, sit in your seat. I don't know. Get you a hole in it for a straw or something. Get you a drink because you damn come on and see us. I want you drinking. If you don't pregame and smoke you one before you come in, But well. That's all I got. Watch my videos. Go to my page. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other little plugs you want to give him, Brett? I know you're.
Where can people see the tour dates? The website?
Facebook page, Gary Cargal, my events.
Okay.
Great.
So go to Gary Cargal on your Facebook. Perfect.
Yeah,
I just want to tell you that we're happy. I love a guy like you that is now doing what he was meant to do. I have all the appreciation in the world for that, and I love how genuine you are too. And I think you'd be damn sure you're on my list of guys to drink with one of these days. Except we're gonna have bourbon.
Yeah, let's get you in studio when all gets back.
But
thanks, Gary,
for being on, Gary. Tell Southern Mama we said hello. Much success. I'm Southside Steve. That's Brett Barney. The on again, off again, Tyler Maynard. Again, our guest, Gary Cargal. And thank you to Circle285.com. Also, thank you to OxygenFinancial.com. And thank you to Ridgeline Counseling, David Markwell. It is the Yeah Come On Show with one funny dude, good old boy, redneck, and that's all a compliment. God bless you.
Toodaloo.
Love